I sure do, Corinne. And Ingram Micro is pleased to be the premier sponsor for this historic virtual top.
Each year, Channel Daily News creates a snapshot of
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first ever virtual 2020 CDN Top 100 Solution Providers Gala. I'm Corrine Sharp, President of Sharp Perspective and President of the Canadian Channel Chiefs Council. With me today is Alex Coop, the Editorial Director of ITWorldCanada.com and its sister publications, which include ITBusiness.com and ChannelDailyNews.com. How are you doing, Alex?
I'm just great, Crean.
That's awesome. Are you ready to blast this one into orbit?
Absolutely. I'm excited about the new format. We originally looked at a virtual event as a precautionary move in light of recent events, but it actually presented us with some great new opportunities for making the top 100 even better. It's going to be a firecracker, Crean.
Nice theme reference there, Alex. Very sparkly.
Thank you very much.
Did you know that firecrackers originated in China around 200 BC? People would roast bamboo shoots in fires. The hollow pockets of bamboo would explode, something the Chinese believed warded off evil spirits. Our theme this year is fireworks, but I can assure you there will be no evil spirits present today. It's all about celebrating excellence.
That's right, no evil spirits, perhaps, but with new strains on the telecommunications grids, people have been dealing with more than their share of technical gremlins. But we've taken all kinds of precautions to make sure that the next 90 minutes goes off without a hitch. But if there are challenges, we know you'll bear with us. Now, until we hit the undeniably disheartening COVID-19 bump, the channel was booming. In 2019, it crossed the $10 billion threshold for the first time, and key mergers and acquisitions made it an exciting market. And every day, there was a different story for the editorial team to track down. And as you will see throughout the broadcast, all that activity has meant some pretty big changes in the top 100 rankings.
Absolutely. I see a question in the live Twitter feed, which reminds me of two things. First, we're trying to make this event as interactive as possible for those of you at home, so please don't hesitate to use the Twitter feed to ask a question. And second, I must remind you that the hashtag for the awards this year is CDN Top 100. But as I look at the Twitter feed, I see there's so much more down there below us. What's up with all that stuff?
So all that stuff people can do when they get tired of watching you and me. I mean, it's material that they can check out if they choose to, let's say, test their multitasking skills.
Cool, like what?
Well, we only have 90 minutes, so rather than list off all the winners, we've created a PowerPoint featuring the top 50 winners, and then you can see a ticker running across the top that features 95 of the top 100. Also here, you can take a look at the key findings of a recent ITWC skills survey based on the submissions of more than 500 Canadian tech leaders. And here you can download a working from home white paper, the 2020 benchmark report. You are going to hear about in a few minutes, actually, and several other channel relevant reports that, well, we think will be of a lot of interest to you. And then also, don't forget the snack bar sponsored by Samsung. If you haven't already visited, you can choose from an Uber Eats gift card or make a donation to Food Banks Canada.
Well, that's wonderful. I hope everyone takes advantages of either of those offerings. Speaking of sponsors, this event would not be possible without their support. We want to thank our premium sponsor, Ingram Micro, as well as our stalwart sponsors and supporters, Dell Technologies, HP, VMware, Jabra, Samsung, and the Canadian Channel Chiefs Council, led by Chair Fawn Annan and myself. Without these organizations, there would not have been a Top 100 celebration this year. You'll hear from these organizations at some point during the next 90 minutes. But right now, you can make your kids think you're going crazy by giving our sponsors a round of applause while sitting at your home office desk. I can hear you.
What's up with those sponsor breakout rooms at the bottom of the CDN TV page?
Well, we'll get to those in a minute, but I have to answer the question from our friend in Twitter asking about how the rankings are created. The rankings are based on revenue estimates provided by the Canadian solution providers who completed a CDN survey earlier this year. The results were then verified by analysts at IDC Canada, a premier provider of market intelligence and advisory services for the IT market. Awards this year are being handed out to acknowledge the top 5 solution providers, the fastest riser, the top newcomer in the ranking, a vendor value award, and a customer success award, acknowledging a solution provider that helped deliver extraordinary customer success.
And customer success and partnerships, these are more important than ever before. As organizers of the show, we always saw 2020 as a watershed year in the history of this program. We also saw it as a good point to stop and assess where the channel is right now and where it's going. I think that taking this pause to reflect and celebrate, especially considering all that's going on in the world right now, is exactly the right thing to do.
Absolutely. And joining us to help out is Ingram Micro's Senior Vice President and Country Chief Executive, Bill Brandell. Bill, I'm betting you have a lot to say about the Canadian channel and recent accomplishments.
I sure do, Corinne. And Ingram Micro is pleased to be the premier sponsor for this historic virtual Top 100 Gala. You know, we all know of a conference or celebration that has been pushed down the road to the fall in hopes that we can meet at a live event. However, we also know we are living in a digital world. And this virus has ramped up many corporate digital transformation efforts out of sheer necessity. I will bet we even see more of these digital celebrations in the coming months. So I think it was great for you to put this together. You know, disruption is nothing new to us who live and work in the technology space. Although this one brings with it its own set of unique challenges that we, quite frankly, have never seen before. With so many companies not being open and people stuck at home riding out the progression of this pandemic, we are seeing a significant financial impact to our partners' cash flow. Managing their working capital has become a priority in order to survive until we can emerge from this crisis. In our 40-year history, Ingram Micro has sure seen its share of challenges and changes. I believe we have responded with a willingness to embrace change and anticipate the needs of our customers and vendors. For example, our robust cloud platform strategy, coupled with our customer lifecycle services business, built to complement and strengthen our technology solutions focus, are great examples of our ability to transform and meet the demands of our market. And today, with our development and delivery of several financial options in order to help our partners manage through these difficult times, is what I believe another great example of our focus and commitment to our partners. However, let's be real. This is a celebration of the channel and the leading players whose contribution are a vital part of our Canadian economy. How vital, you may ask? This year, the combined revenue of the solution providers in the top 100 ranking surpassed $10 billion. Now that is impressive. And it's hard to comprehend, really. But our friends at ITWC have tried to put it in perspective. Take a look at this video and please enjoy the rest of the celebration.
This year, the combined revenue of the top 100 solution providers topped $10 billion for the first time. $10 billion. You have trouble getting your head around $10 billion, huh? With $10 billion, you could buy 125 jet fighters, or all of the 6 Canadian teams in the NHL, and Tim Hortons, and have 425 million spare change left over. And let's say you were trying to save up $10 billion. Even if you could put away $1 million a day, it would take you more than 27 years to reach $10 billion. And if it was about weight, 10 billion feathers weigh as much as one semi-truck. 10 billion rolls of toilet paper, stacked end to end, would go back and forth to the moon 11 times. And if 10 billion was measured in time, well, a million seconds is around 11 and a half days. And 10 billion seconds? About 320 years. 10 billion. That's a lot of pie. Hungry for a slice?
Wow, that was great. And it worked. I can totally picture $10 billion now. As a matter of fact, I might be picturing it right now in my bank account. Well, while I'm figuring out how to do that, why don't you tune into the discussion on how the channel player actually generated the 10 billion in revenue as Alex and IDC's Steve White unpack the findings of the new 2020 benchmark report.
Each year, Channel Daily News creates a snapshot of Canada's leading IT solution providers. Our latest snapshot was made possible thanks to 150 respondents representing a wide range of resellers and managed services providers. And based on the latest numbers, 2019 was a very strong year for channel partners. Total revenue for the 2019 top 100 Canadian solution providers was slightly over $10 billion, up 3.2% from $9.7 billion in 2018. The Canadian channel market is now a $10 billion industry, with the top 10 solution providers accounting for 63% of total revenue. I had a chance to sit down with IDC's Steve White to dig a little deeper into the numbers. I guess let's just talk about briefly, how did we get to this, just over 10 billion in overall revenue, and what were some of the big push factors going from 2018 to 2019 that contributed to some of that success?
When I look at the numbers specific to this Canadian survey, it is very reflective of what we're seeing not only in Canada overall, but also in the US and also in the rest of the world. So there's kind of a mix of business evolution going on. And if you look at most of the major players who've actually responded in this, they talk about the mix of their business changing. And there's just so many new technology opportunities right now, is that they're all, every solution provider now, and that's an interesting term. We used to ask partners, which box do you fit into? What type of partner are you? One of the partners responded to us and said, did you write this question 10 years ago? Because we're all doing multiple things now. And I think that's what's reflected in the mix that you see here.
Solution providers indicated that demand for security solutions is increasing significantly. White says that's no surprise, but it's not just about security alone. It's about instilling confidence and trust with customers and other partners who are swimming through the industry's most complicated fields.
If you look at the security area specifically, it's the most fragmented area. It's the most fragmented market. So offerings are just exploding. The reality is navigating through that for customers and for partners is the opportunity, but that's where the work happens. The other thing is, and you mentioned a few of the issues around privacy and those kind of things. I think this whole security topic bubbles up to be more of a topic around trust. So we're seeing definitely those security-centric partners kind of expanding that message to say, privacy is a massive issue. Not just controlling or stopping those attacks, but also just thinking about how you have an overall vision of how you're going to work as a company. So that's why we think security is a massive opportunity.
While the current economic climate might change the sentiment, almost all partners were expecting their headcounts to grow over the next 12 months, with a significant focus on growing business development and sales roles. I think it's safe to say it's no longer about pushing boxes and just straight up product sales. You definitely need some more business savvy. Yeah, like if you could maybe provide a bit of a boots on the ground perspective, like what does that actually look like when a salesperson enters a potential, client or an existing client? Like what are those conversations now looking like? And what can we expect in the future as these sales positions continue to grow?
So if you think of it from the bottom up, I think most of the data that you saw from this survey suggested that folks are looking to actually invest in terms of go-to-market business development. I think the reason for that is it is less about box shifting. You're going to be working with customers who are looking for different outcomes. And as soon as you start talking about customer outcomes, that's a very different conversation to have. So you're actually going and talking to business people. Our latest data towards the end of last year suggested that around about 80% of IT budgets are either owned or influenced by business these days. So therefore, that's a very different conversation than going to an IT department and saying, do you want to upgrade those boxes? Do you want to upgrade that software? This is about how can I help you use technology to drive your business outcomes? And that's a very different sale. And this isn't dissimilar to the conversation that the market was having 10, 12, 15 years ago around solution selling. You're going to a customer, you're asking them what it is they're trying to achieve, and then you're helping them to build the right solutions to achieve that outcome.
This year, we also asked solution providers to talk about the challenges they're facing. Issues like talent acquisition and scalability, in addition to the challenges posed by quarantine efforts stemming from COVID-19, were some of the responses we got. There was one response, however, that stood out to White.
They talk about kind of navigating stuff. They talk about working with less mature vendors. That's very interesting. The number of vendor choices out there is really exploding, and these are less mature vendors, and they have a less supportive model towards partners than others. Some might say less rich in terms of incentives. It makes it very hard for these businesses, for these partners as businesses to really drive the right solutions into their customers. But that complexity is, dealing with multiple vendors it's just very hard. It's a lot of overhead for them. Outside of the fact that this happened just before the COVID big hit, but once the lights come back on, I think across the board there's going to be some interesting opportunities out there.
Keep an eye out for the latest version of the Top 100 Solution Providers Benchmark Report in your inbox, and also make sure to check out IDC's COVID-19 Tech Index at idc.com. We also want to thank IDC Canada for their contributions to this year's benchmark report. And now, let's get back to the show.
Thanks, guys. That was super informative. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on, let's hear from another one of our event sponsors. Please welcome VMware Vice President and Country Manager, Sean Forkin.
Thanks, Corinne. VMware is really pleased to be a sponsor for the virtual Top 100 Gala. As we all know, this is an extraordinary time, and we are all concerned about the health and safety of our family and friends as we navigate this rapidly evolving situation. Our hearts go out to everyone around the world impacted, and it truly is a moment for us to come together as never before. This pandemic has really driven home just how connected we are and how we become a global community. And I want to reassure you that we at VMware are doing everything we can to help our family, our employees, and our customers and our partners during this very challenging time. VMware has made corporate donations to support nonprofits working on relief and containment efforts for COVID-19 around the world. We've also doubled our employee matching gift program so that we can contribute in ways in our local communities. Additionally, we're identifying new ways for our employees to engage and contribute safely and meaningfully. We have a team internally that's working with a solution that will allow businesses and individuals to contribute idle cycle times to help a project called Folding at Home. And this project will allow researchers to understand how the protein works in diseases like COVID-19. At a time when business as usual is not an option, we need to focus on how we help each other and assist our customers and our partners respond and adapt. At VMware, we have the capabilities to help customers enable their employees to work remotely, maintain productivity, increase connectivity, and provide for continuous secure access to applications regardless of the endpoint. Clearly, the future of work is changing. As the work from home model becomes the norm and work itself becomes more distributed, we continue to build infrastructure and technology solutions optimized for the workplace in the future. We want to say thank you and extend our sincerest gratitude to the first responders, medical teams, frontline workers, and all the people in all the organizations working to make the world safer. To our customers in the channel and the winners today, we say congratulations and thank you for your continued partnership.
Posted to social media with the CDN Top 100 hashtag. But the world has changed. But we still thought it would still be interesting to see people in their home offices, in their ball caps and sweatpants as they watch the show. The question is, are you brave enough? So let's see that Twitter stream below filled with your pictures of you working from home.
What a great idea, Alex. I'm looking forward to seeing those photos. Okay, it's time to present our first award. Here to introduce the category is VMware's Channel Chief, Tara Fine.
Like any community, the channel is in a constant state of evolution and growth. Every year, we see many new names on the top 100 list, and it's certainly no different this year. As the channel is fluid, the ranking is no different. A full 10% of the list are companies that never appeared before. We also had a dozen players who've been on the list but chose not to participate this year. This year's Newcomer of the Year has been around in the industry for a while, but was revitalized in April 2018 when new owners bought the company. They set out to elevate the company from a boutique operation in Toronto and grow it into a national organization that delivered partners exceptional value with white glove service. Placing a formidable number 29 on the ranking, our Newcomer of the Year focuses on open source technology for commercial and enterprise customers, assisting, accelerating, and automating business infrastructure and application transformation with innovative solutions that reduce companies' acquisition and integration costs. Our 2020 Newcomer of the Year is Benchmark. Earlier this month, ITWC Editorial Director Alex Coop had a chance to sit down with CEO Cam Sabori and my C4 colleague Luc Villeneuve, President of Benchmark, for an interview. Here are some highlights.
Benchmark Core isn't necessarily a newcomer to the Canadian IT channel, but it's certainly a newcomer to our top 100 list. The solutions provider from Mississauga, Ontario had an important 2019. It was the first full year with new leadership in the form of former Red Hat country manager for Canada, Luc Villeneuve, at the helm as president. The company's playbook for 2019 was also moving in a different direction as a result. Villeneuve says 2019 was about bringing the value add back into the value-added reseller. Benchmark owner Cam Sabori says the company made ambitious plans in 2018 after he bought the company. With the right leadership in place, he says they've been able to follow through on their goals, ramp up existing relationships with clients and vendors, dive deep into automation and DevOps, and bring talented individuals into the company through a diverse hiring pipeline.
I think the first step when Kim and I sat down was the vision. Spend some time looking at the voice of the customer, what was needed in the marketplace, what was missing. Be able to identify niche area where we could make a good business and help our customer to deliver a solution in the marketplace. Then we started to hire some very senior people with relationship with accounts. And when you have a good relationship with an account, the speed to market is accelerated from our point of view. So we were able to accelerate sales cycle, account relationship, signing MSA because of the seniority of the people we hired. Then to execute on our vision, we needed some talent, very technical talent to be able to execute on our DevSecOps automation container play. And that was a really big differentiator last year and moving forward.
I guess going back, the reason why I bought the company back in 2018 was because I wanted to elevate the company from being a boutique lifestyle VAR in the GTA to a national significant player that offers the same white glove service we were offering to a handful of customers and taking it across the nation. Bringing that white glove service not only to the customers, but also to the partners that we have.
Thank you very much, IT World and C4 for their vote and vote of confidence into Benchmark, into our customers that are trusting us for what we do for them, and the partner that has been behind us for the last 2-3 years and many more years before, but the last 2 years in particular. I think we have shown them that we can grow business together, we can build great partnership together. So thank you very much, the industry as a whole.
Thank you to IT World for giving us this award. We're very honored. Our goal for next year is definitely to be on the podium again, and hopefully this COVID will be over and we'll be able to celebrate together in person. First and foremost, my biggest thank goes to our customers for trusting us. Secondly, to all our partners that have made us successful, and looking forward to growing our partnerships and our customer base and delivering high value until following you.
Congratulations once again to this year's Newcomer of the Year, Benchmark.
Congratulations to Benchmark. Well done. It's great to see newcomers to the top 100 list making their presence known. That's what's so great about the channel. Never a dull moment, and it turns over from year to year. Alex, you keep texting me. He wants to know about the breakout rooms. He's obviously desperate for some human interaction and some time away from his cat. Okay, fine. For those of you who are here a few minutes early, Jabra had a discussion about working anywhere, anytime, and their portfolio of devices to enable productivity. At our mid-morning break, why not check out the Ingram Micro Breakout Room, where there is an informal discussion about the promise of technology and ways to help companies be more efficient and successful. And then after the show, VMware would be happy for you to visit for 20 minutes. Bring your questions about continuity planning, digital workspaces, and working remotely. You can visit the breakout rooms you want simply by clicking on the associated picture, and courtesy of the magic of teleconferencing, you will enter the meeting. Just don't forget to come back. All right, let's move on. We cracked the top 5 with this one. Let's hear about number 5, Solution Provider of the Year.
Our top 5 list this year begins with Compugen. The California headquartered IT shop hasn't shown any signs of slowing down north of the border, where Reem Gideon continues to push the Canadian business to new heights with a unique focus on customer experience.
We look at things from how do we deliver this optimized or concierge outcome in which we're offering services that are available at any time based on our clients' choices and how they want to engage with us. So there's a lot of elements in which we shifted, organized, the whole organization was structured for us to drive that whole, it's all about the customer, it's all about us driving that value and enabling that experience.
Gideon says the company's also helping businesses make sure that their employees can work securely from home.
We're finding out many of our customers are finding themselves extremely effective in working from home, leveraging technologies, driving that collaboration by not having to drive, an hour to work and coming back, not having that brick and mortar. After this whole period is over, we'll see a huge shift in which people are going to work differently. Thank you so much. So really the largest contributor to our success is by far the amazing talent that both Grandin Toy and Compugen have. This is really a huge shout out to the incredible team, both Grandin Toy and Compugen associates who go over and beyond the call of duty to serve our clients every single day. And to our incredible clients that continue believing in us, and to the partners out there that are key to our success. Thank you all.
A huge congratulations to number 5 on our top solution providers list, Compugen.
Congratulations to Reem and the Compugen team. As we've seen, the channel is changing rapidly.
Thanks.
How do you keep up? Well, to help answer that question, earlier this month, we brought together companies that have earned honors in previous years as fastest risers or were the highest ranking new company on the list. They agreed to talk about what has allowed them to grow so quickly at a time when the role of some channel players is becoming increasingly unclear. Our panel includes 32nd ranked PureLogic IT Solutions, represented by founder Corinne Bouchard. 81st ranked Arctique, represented by founding partner Kyle Bassett. 69th ranked Soft Landing with Chief Growth Officer Matt Burke. And 60th ranked Solution Stack, represented by founder and sales director Sina Ghaffari. The panel is hosted by Ingram Micro's Vice President Sales and Business Operations, Bill Steed. Here are the highlights.
Thanks, Corinne. Even before the COVID virus, we saw lots of change happening in the Canadian channel community. I'm so pleased today to be part of this and to be surrounded virtually by leaders of the Canadian channel companies that have demonstrated an ability to grow their business at a time when others maybe aren't having that kind of success. We're going to talk today a little bit about the impact of COVID. How can we not talk about that? But first, we're going to find out how all these very different companies are flourishing at these interesting times.
So I'm the founder of PureLogic IT Solutions. We're a 12-year-old VAR based out of Ottawa. And we actually focus on the Canadian federal government, specializing in the defense sector as well. So what sets us apart is more around listening to our clients, looking at the different projects that they're working on, and then working from a VAR perspective to deliver that and compete and be that trusted advisor for our clients.
Well, I think we started out with a different vision and trying to craft a new business model, just not like what everyone else was doing. We knew there was lots of changes coming with cloud, and infrastructure was becoming dead, maybe not dead yet, but on its way out, I guess. And I think we just try to look at things a little bit differently and try to, help our customers in this new world of changing landscape and just meet them in the middle.
So Soft Landing is a Microsoft consulting and managed service organization across Canada with a headquarters in Vancouver. And we've spent the last 20 years really focused on how technology is going to be used as a solver of business problems. And we've all got the adage that there's no IT projects, they're all business projects. But really, we really try and take that a step further. So as much as possible, we're involving our business analysts in every project that we do.
Being a sales organization, we really focus on our account managers first. We know they're the first point of contact for our clients. So we train and empower our account managers to not only act as a trusted advisor, but go one step beyond just taking an order and shipping out a box. We really instill a strong focus on customer service. And we trained our account managers to really focus on that customer service for every transaction.
I know part of your success is a laser-like focus on your clients. I've even heard some of you have let clients go that may not be a right fit for your organization. I'd love to hear from any of you that have had that experience.
Over the last 4 years, 5 years, say, we are absolutely not going after net new markets and really going deeper and deeper within our key target market, which is defense and the Canadian federal government.
And I'm seeing us become increasingly ready to say to a customer, you know what, we're just not a good fit for you. Yes, it might be a profitable relationship, but our staff aren't going to find this the satisfying work that we know that they need in order to bring the best work to all of the customers that we work with.
I would echo what Matt says. I think the part is important. Like, we need our teams to work on stuff that they're interested in and really excited about. They're going to do a better job. But if we take everything on, we're going to become mediocre at everything. And I think we're known and we try to be elite at the things we do. So we have to kind of, always check ourselves to stay in our lane and make sure we're focusing on the right things.
Thanks, everybody. I think that was great feedback. And I think it's really all about picking your fights, right? Pick your battles.
For sure.
To that point, are you ever forced to compete on price? I'll start with you, Kyle.
Saying no sometimes is a powerful thing. So when someone's trying to, bring you down in price, sometimes it's okay to say no. They'll generally kind of come back to the table once they've gone and shopped the market. I think what we try to do is add a little more value. So if we get into a pricing discussion, we're more services company, right? So we're not playing with a margin that someone else is. We're not playing with like a deal reg margin or something like that. So for us, it's, we've got to be whole on our projects. We've got to do a good job. We never want to not go the extra mile.
So because we are dealing with the Canadian federal government, a lot of business is won by bids. And so deal registration is very important. So there's often lowest cost compliant wins the bids. So it is absolutely PureLogic's every day of our life. And we're okay with it. We just have to learn how to work with it and work with the partners and work with the clients and make sure that we're scoped properly and giving the best value.
We try to be as competitive as possible. Again, our goal is to be engaged on projects as early as possible. That way we're able to provide our clients necessary resources and value to help them manage that project seamlessly. And we hope, through doing that and through providing more value than just the boxes, that clients will value that service over a couple of dollars. But again, we're very competitive and try to stay within that 1 or 2% range of fair market value, so that anytime we are competitive or we are competing on a project, it's very close in price. So, as a company, we've done a great job building strong partnerships and relationships with manufacturers.
How about you, Matt? Are you seeing the similar things in your business?
We don't do a lot of price competition. We don't respond to a lot of RFPs, and for the most part, we're not even needing to discount off of our rack rates. And I think that's a testament to the decommodification that we're chasing with these strategic relationships.
Learning from failure is often key to success. Can each of you share a story about taking a risk, maybe something that didn't go so well, and what you learned from that experience?
We ended up at PureLogic deciding to go and expand into different geographic regions in 2014. There's a fundamental shift with procurement with the government in Canada, and to protect PureLogic, we decided that was the right thing to do. Unfortunately, our risk did not pay off because we went out west just before the oil crashed. And that was actually a very great inflection point for us to kind of retool, understand what our core values was about, and go from there. So,
how about you, Matt?
You know, we've got a development team as part of our company, and we took this foray into saying, hey, we should be an IP company. We should start to make this journey down towards being an ISV, and made some pretty significant investments in wrapping some things into some around some SharePoint solutions. And it took a while to unwind, but very similar to Korean's story, it ended up really just not being the right thing for the market at the time. And we just had to unwind the whole business, and you know, very expensive, very painful, and taught us some smarter ways to go and develop some smaller sections of IP that we're now folding into our managed service practice. So that and some other attempts to go and launch service lines have really brought home for us the importance of focusing on expected outcomes, measured outcomes, and then to have the organizational emotional stamina to not have that be any person's fault, because as soon as it's become somebody's fault, the ability to absorb risky decisions just falls to the floor, and you can't try anymore. So that you know, there's no lose. It's you win or you learn, and that's definitely the mantra that we try and keep. And it's been some very expensive failures along the way.
Thank you very much. I'm going to ask a more general question. I'll ask you each to chime in. What do you think the traditional channel is failing to do right now?
So for me, it's really interesting. I feel like with the shift to cloud, the traditional IT reseller model is not totally defined yet in cloud, and how we're actually going to be able to work with the cloud providers, if we are authorized or not, to provide their different solutions. So say we are authorized for a certain storage solution and it's purchased through the cloud, and perhaps we might be involved with that and going on-site, from on-site to off-site with the cloud solution. It's just not clear yet how the channel, in my sense, will actually make money yet. So that's one thing that it's been a couple of years that we're trying to find a solution, and that is not developed. And we know we need to adopt it, and we're happy to, but most of their OEM partners just don't have the answer yet.
Our big challenge is the speed of change and the lack of a roadmap. You know, it used to be you could go to these vendors and they'd be happy to give you their 3-year roadmap, and with some consistency, you could predict the future. Now it will be, you know, from a very real, recent example, saying to a customer, hey, this technology that we're talking about here, it's not going to do what you needed to do for 9 months. We just talked to the vendor. It won't be ready for 9 months. And literally 2 weeks later, it started showing up in subscriptions, and we'd already taken the customer down this other road. That puts us in the uncomfortable position of looking like either we we don't have the strong relationship with these vendors that we said we did, or just we're a bunch of clueless people and not the experts that they feel like they're paying for. So that's a little bit painful.
Yeah, it's a fine line too, right, Matt? Because there's a lot of competitiveness going across these providers, so they don't always want to show their cards, but at the same time they want feedback from their partners. So I find you got to be close to the engineering groups, which it's a huge investment. I mean, I think it pays off, but it's not something that everyone can do unless you're really attached to the product teams.
The situation we find ourselves is certainly unprecedented. Maybe just offer some insights, and I'll let you chime in on COVID-19 in general and how you're coping right now with obvious change in how we get to do our work.
I think right now for us, we have an inside sales team. So traditionally, where everyone was used to coming to the office, do the 9 to 5. So we quickly shifted, gave everyone workstations to work from home. So everyone's working from home. We've been trying to get in front of any customer who is still operational and keep them working and with as little downtime as possible. But overall, we're just trying to not go insane being at home. I think I always joke around that one big positive is salespeople always ask for work from home, work from home. I don't think I'll hear about work from home for a year after we get back.
Our business actually isn't slowing down after the March Madness season. And in fact, we feel like it's going to enable PureLogic clients to take more advantage, and we're going to be able to service them differently and better. And this whole idea of having to always be in the office, regardless if it's a value-added reseller, a consultant, a distributor, or a client, is really going to shift, I think, in the next 24 months. And seeing the government progress that we've seen, even with the electronic payment systems in the last 2 to 3 days, is really going to shift the services that Canada is provided, and that we can provide Canada as a collective whole. So I'm actually pretty excited, because I feel like we're going to start using some really cool technology, emerging tech, that people just didn't want to touch because they were afraid of it from a social perspective.
We're spending a lot of time at the moment trying to think about what's the new normal going to be after the COVID era has passed, and to what extent are we going to be looking back and the pre-COVID era as a bit of a dark age, when people were afraid to send people home to work, when we weren't using these tools, and when you tally up the amount of digital transformation that had to happen in the last couple of weeks compared to what a slow-moving conservative or a public sector body might have been able to do over the previous couple of years. This is true transformation. What's that going to mean for their hardware requirements? Our laptop requirements are going to be larger. How those laptops are getting managed is going to need to change. Laptop as a service is going to become a much more important thing for our industry. Distributed data centers is going to become more important. Heavier use of cloud, of Citrix environments that are living in the cloud. This could really create a real gold rush of new technology uses to enable far more productive workers than ever before, because this fear of the work from home and of distributed teams is going to evaporate. So we're pretty excited for what's going to happen in the aftermath, and in the medium term, just laser focused on trying to support our organization, our customer organizations, to do whatever they need to do during this absolutely chaotic time.
We've encouraged our teams to up their game at home a little bit, get better video quality so you can make your meetings with customers a little bit more important. But the other thing I don't want to lose sight of is it's challenging times for all of our team members and everyone. Like, you're home, your spouse is now home, you may be in a condo, you don't have a lot of space. We're having to homeschool our kids. So I think if we're not flexible with our team members, we're off to a failure. Like, if it's not okay for your team to manage their schedule so that they can homeschool their kid for a couple hours, we're all in trouble, because we need to trust our staff and let them kind of manage their life. Work is like life. It is what it is, and we all have to manage it.
I know personally I've really enjoyed my time with all of you, and I'll look forward to seeing you all in person at some point very soon. And at that point, I'd like to hand it back to Corinne. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you to our panel for your amazing insights. This event would not be possible without the support of our sponsors. It's my pleasure to turn over the floor to HP Channel Chief John Camilleri.
Thank you, panel. That gives us a lot to think about. I hope everyone is enjoying the show so far. My name is John Camilleri, and I lead HP Canada's commercial channel organization. I'd like to congratulate all the companies who have made it to the top 100 ranking, and a special congratulations to those that are being recognized as leaders in our community. It is clear now more than ever that we need to celebrate and shine the light on the incredible accomplishments of the Canadian channel, and we are here today to do just that. You all know how committed HP is to our partners. We live and breathe the channel every day and continue to remain committed, especially through these challenging times. We know and understand the pressures that our partners, their families, employees, customers, and our communities are faced with. At HP, we feel it too, but we will overcome it. We are resilient, we are creative, and we are innovative. We have come through these difficult times in the past, and we will again. We will accomplish this together, and we will be stronger than ever. Thank you. Now we're going to take an 8-minute break. You can quickly refresh in your cup of coffee, and then I encourage you to explore the site. There are videos and presentations and several breakout rooms where sponsors would be happy to see you. I'll be back right after this short break and introduce the Fastest Riser Award. See you in a bit. Hi, welcome back. It's my pleasure to introduce the Fastest Riser Award. The award is presented annually to the company that has jumped the greatest number of positions on the top 100 ranking. This year, there were 5 companies that improved their standings substantially, but 2 of them jumped an astounding 15 spots. So we have a tie, and that tie is between ProServe IT Corp and Software One. ProServe IT is a Mississauga-based information technology service company with a comprehensive focus on cloud transformation, managed services, and software development. It has 50 employees and was recently acknowledged as one of Canada's top SME employers. Based on its commitment to the staff and industry focus on moving to the cloud, it jumped from 78th spot on the ranking to 63rd. Software One Canada is a leading platform and solution provider with more than 30 years experience. With Canadian operations based out of Mississauga, it has an intense focus on software solutions and business outcomes for its customers. It cracked the top 10 for the first time this year, jumping from the 24th spot to the number 9th spot. It made the leap based on 2018 integration of Compugen, an IT service provider that regularly hit the rankings in the past. Congratulations to both companies. Here are a few words from the winners, and of course the virtual trophy presentation.
We are super excited to be one of the top risers with CDN this year. CDN is something we're always very appreciative of the recognition we get with you every year for the last 5 years on your list. And we believe it's a great representative body for our industry. So really appreciate that. I want to say thank you to my entire team, our delivery team, our sales team, our marketing teams. They've done what many people felt was an unbelievable feat. We had some really large goals that we put in front of the team and they beat them substantially. So I'm super proud of everyone. And then the other people I'd like to thank really are the teams at Microsoft and Citrix. Without support like yours, we would never be able to be in the position that we're in and have the impact that I believe we have on our customers. And I'd love to say thank you to all our customers. We can't do what we do without our customers. They're super supportive of us and they provide us all sorts of great feedback. They challenge us when we make mistakes. They support us when we make mistakes. So I'm super grateful that I have the best customers, the best partners, and the best staff that I could ever be surrounded by. And thank you, CDN.
Firstly, I'd like to thank CDN for the recognition of this reward. I'm very pleased we've been able to make a contribution to Canada, and in these uncertain times, we want to be there for our customers. My wish is for everybody out there that they remain safe, their families remain safe, and we can all emerge in the shortest time possible unscathed. It's certainly going to be a different world as we merge into a new era, and we're going to have to strap in and work our way through it. But thanks again and stay safe.
Thank you, John, and congratulations to Software One and ProServe IT. You guys are making some noise in this channel, and your awards are so well earned. I have a funny feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more of both of you. All right, it's time to reveal our number 4 solution provider. Why, it's Compugen.
Coming in at number 4 this year on our top 100 list is Compugen. The computer support and services firm headquartered in Richmond Hill, Ontario, continues to develop capabilities around cloud with a unique focus on collaboration. The company is responding to an enormous need to move workloads from a traditional on-premises environment to the cloud, as well as making a big push towards remote work and learning. Compugen President and CEO Harry Zarek understands these challenges all too well.
Here's an interesting example. My wife is a pharmacist. Can you believe that she still gets prescription orders by fax? And she says, well, the government says this is the only secure way to send a prescription. And you and I know there's no security with fax, certainly not private. And so A lot of these organizations, particularly in the government, are now going to have to change. So that will drive a tremendous amount of opportunity for us in the next, for sure, 2 to 3 years, just to get them into a fully digitized working model.
Zarek also says the company made big strides in evolving the company culture internally, and that they've placed big bets on their own employees and have invested significant resources in training.
We want our people, our staff as we call it, we don't call them employees, we call them staff, we're in this together. And our goal is to allow them to build a fulfilling career at Compugen over a long period of time. So there's a very big investment in training. There's a very big investment in learning how to manage people. For those people who are interested in technology, there's a wonderful world of opportunity where they can get extensive training, and at the same time, they can actually work in customer projects. So it's really the best way for people to learn. And so we want to build an environment at our company where people are proud to be part of it, proud to be recognized for their contribution. The first thing that I'd like to do is to thank CDN Magazine and IT World Canada for hosting this virtual event. It is the one event in the year that brings everyone in the industry together, both competitors and friends. So that's really nice, and I thank you very much for doing this. And again, thank you for the award. We are grateful and very proud to be a top performer in our industry yet for another year. This would not have happened other than all of the great work that our staff at Compugen, 1,500 of us across Canada, coast to coast, working very hard each and every day to serve our customers and deliver good value IT solutions. So we will continue to do that, particularly now, given the difficult times we have. We know that our customers can count on us, and we'll continue to do that. So again, thank you very much for this wonderful award.
A very big congratulations once again to Compugen for being number 4 on our top 100 solution providers list.
Congratulations, Harry, and the entire Compugen team. Oh, well, Alex isn't the only one who's been texting me this morning. I have a message here filled with a bunch of smiley faces from Dell EMC's channel chief, Andre Valakat, telling me he's enjoying the show, but his coffee's getting cold and he'd like to say a few words. So without further ado, here's Andre direct from his kitchen.
Thanks, Corinne, for inviting me to help participate in the launch of this award. It's the first time we've done it virtually. You know, I'm here in my kitchen at home in Toronto, helping my kids do their homework and making lunch. I'm sure many of you are also juggling a lot of similar priorities. Hope you're enjoying the show, and I trust that you're staying safe. First of all, congratulations to all the companies who made it to the top 100 ranking and all the associated awards. It's truly remarkable achievement. You know, from a Dell Technologies standpoint, we're doing a number of things to help in the fight against this COVID-19 pandemic. Recently, the Dell Foundation has donated $100 million in relief projects. And we've enabled 100,000 plus employees across the world to now work remotely in order to be able to better serve our customers and partners. All of our events have now shifted to being virtual to keep our customers, employees, and partners safe. And the channel organization itself has offered a stimulus package for some of our titanium and platinum partners. For all of our metal tier partners, we've waived fees for some of the services deployment training that we have on our storage and our data protection products. So while Corinne announces the number 3 solution provider, I'm gonna go top up my coffee. I'll be right back to introduce the winner of the new Customer Success Awards. It's the first time the award's been given, and Dell Technologies is pleased to have a role in that honor. We'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, anybody else want a grilled cheese?
Thank you, Andre. We definitely look forward to that. But first, let's celebrate another of our top solution providers. We're up to number 3. This company moved up 4 positions from number 7 last year on the strength of an acquisition and a leadership team focused on solving customer problems. Here's the story of our number 3 solution provider, Insight Canada.
cracking the top 3 in this year's top 100 solution providers list is Inside Canada. The acquisition of PCM last year was a big deal for the Canadian subsidiary, helping it evolve into a well-rounded global solutions provider with a strong nationwide presence in Canada. The deal closed in what felt like record time, says John Dathan, Inside Canada's Senior VP and GM.
We announced that on June 24th. We closed it on August 30th, which is not a record perhaps, but an incredibly fast turnaround. And that's really when the work began. So we had to onboard about 400 teammates. We had to enable them with equipment to train them, because our system integration was complete on December the 2nd, which is really an incredible project to go to a single ERP by December the 2nd. So if you think of the two halves for us in 2019, it was run the business the way you normally do, but also complete that acquisition. So 2019 was a very unique year for Inside Canada.
Looking ahead, Dathan says that giving workers the ability to work in a distributed model will be key, and that of course, this will require a serious focus on security as well.
So I think security is going to grow in importance. Really, every one of us now is like a branch of a company. And so making sure that all of these devices are secure is going to be incredibly important. It's really an honor and a privilege for me to accept this on behalf of Inside Canada. There's a few people I'd really like to recognize, if you'll allow me. And one is, in fact, IT World Canada. I think the fact that you're creating this forum or have this ongoing forum for us to be able to showcase companies like ourselves, I think is very special. And myself and the community, we really do appreciate it. I want to thank our teammates. It's their passion, it's their drive to serve our clients that really has made us successful. It's what's going to make us successful in the future. Because at the end of the day, as much as we need our products in terms of hardware and solutions, people makes all the difference, and people do business with people. So thank you to our teammates. And finally, and most importantly, I really want to thank our clients. It's an honor for us and a privilege to be able to serve them on their IT journey, and we so appreciate the confidence that they show in us. So thank you.
Congratulations once again to John Dathan and the rest of Inside Canada for being number 3 on our top 100 list.
Congrats to John and the Insight team. Well done. Oh, Andre's back, and he tells me he's ready to present our new Customer Success Award. Who am I to get in his way? This is a fabulous award.
On behalf of Dell Technologies, it's my pleasure to be able to introduce the new Customer Service Award. This award is being presented for the first time today after channel leaders asked for an award that recognized more than just the revenue of a company. They wanted something to recognize the value that solution providers bring. The Top 100 introduced the Customer Service Award, given to the organization with the most impressive 2019 initiative that led to an extraordinary business outcome for a customer. I'm excited to be able to call out Annex Consulting Group as the 2020 winner. Now let's go now to the ITWC editorial team for more details and the virtual presentation of the award.
One of the world's most popular rail tour companies, tucked away in Western Canada, features some of the most gorgeous and popular tours spanning Banff, the Kicking Horse River, Fraser Canyon, Whistler, and Jasper. The company has served more than 1 million passengers since 1990, but in an effort to improve its customer experience aboard the train, Rocky Mountaineer decided to invest big dollars into a general-purpose corporate network to support a broad range of uses as the train travels through the Rocky Mountains. Tasked with implementing these new capabilities was Annex Consulting Group. The multi-year initiative featured many challenges, and according to Annex President and CEO, Stacy Cernick, the Connected Train project that Annex ultimately won this year's award for wasn't simply about giving passengers better bandwidth to post selfies to social media.
So first of all, one benefit was just improved operations, especially related to safety and efficiency. So the technology enables the integration with digital handheld radios. So imagine the crew is on a train and the train's going through the mountains and they all have digital handheld radios. The crew carries the radios for safety, and so because they're digital, you can see where everyone is at any one time. Another benefit is around merchandising. This solution allows them to do that better than they've done in the past. For example, a debit tap requires a live connection. Previously, the transactions could only be executed in areas that they knew had good connections, which was just certain areas along the route. But with this new technology, the crew would actually see indicators showing whether there was a connection or not as the train was moving through its route.
In addition to geographical challenges that compromised connectivity, Annex was faced with two interesting hurdles. One, Rocky Mountaineer was adamant that no cable parts or wiring be visible, which made sense considering they're a luxury travel brand. Secondly, Rocky Mountaineer wanted to maintain the ability to mix and match train cars. And the other challenge was testing the new equipment in environments resembling a moving train car.
Want to thank our consultant, our lead consultant on the Connected Terrain project. His name is Tom Wall, who is an outstanding infrastructure architect, project manager, problem solver. Really, a lot of this was, from him, and especially the crazy testing solutions that he came up with.
An honorable mention also goes out to Inside Canada, one of this year's top solution providers, for its work with Apple to develop an app that monitors patients' artificial heart devices and transmits that information to his or her doctor. Let's give Annex one more round of applause for winning this year's Customer Success Award. Thank you, Andre, and thank you, Annex. Ingram Micro's Vice President of Vendor Management, Anthony Karim, will present our first ever Vendor Value Award, which will go to a company that added extraordinary value to their relationship with vendors, measured by increased efficiency, a shortening of the sales cycle, the opening of new markets, marketing excellence, or by the provision of advanced training. The inaugural winner of this award is Cisco.
Hi, I'm Anthony Karim. This year's Vendor Value Award recipient is a clear leader within the channel. Working with all sizes of companies, they transform how people connect, communicate, and collaborate. They are known for their leading-edge technology and always being one step ahead, offering the channel effective partner programs, incentives, tools, and resources. They are dedicated to ensuring joint successful partnerships. On a personal note, I know that our teams work closely together from top down to develop strategic roadmaps that are effective in engaging and enabling the reseller channel's success. Each year, we continue to walk hand in hand with this vendor and push the envelope when it comes to innovation. We are proud to call this vendor our partner and a part of the Ingram family. Please join me in congratulating Cisco as the winner of the inaugural Vendor Value Award. Congratulations, Cisco.
Thank you for the amazing recognition in such a special time right now, Ingram Micro. We appreciate everything you have done and we have done together, but I know is the best yet to come. Throughout this difficult time, we are grateful, we are blessed to have the partnership that we do with you to continue to inspire, empower our people so we can go out there and impact our customers. Be safe, and thank you again for the amazing recognition.
Thank you, Anthony, and a big congratulations to Rolla and the entire Cisco team. I'm back, and we're really getting down to the wire now. Only our top two solution providers left to reveal. Let's knock down number 2 right now. This solution provider has held the number 1 spot 7 times. This year, it cracked the $1 billion mark again, which is still good for the number 2 position. Here's what SoftChoice had to say. Last year's top solution provider winner dropped down to the number 2 spot this year, but that didn't stop them from crashing through the $1 billion revenue mark for the second year in a row. John Husband, Vice President of Sales for Canada at SoftChoice, says the growing ecosystem of major cloud providers in Canada helped dictate their priorities in 2019.
We really went all in on cloud, and we had 3 prime cloud providers. Microsoft Azure would be our largest, Amazon Web Service, and Google Cloud Platform is also growing very, very rapidly right now. So we had that as our main strategy, and it's just not getting customers to subscribe, it's helping them migrate workloads into the cloud. And that's where we spent a lot of our services work. You know, I think we have over 250 customers now on managed cloud platform with us.
Looking ahead, Husband says solutions that support business continuity and security will be in great demand. But with financial models changing drastically for many companies over the next 12 months, cost optimization will also be critical.
So we have to help customers optimize their costs, and we're doing all kinds of things internally to really brainstorm and have different ideas on how we can help each distinct customer with that cost optimization problem they're going to be challenged with. I'd like to thank all the sellers at SoftChoice. This doesn't happen without all those frontline sellers making things happen. We have a lot of, let's say, non-functional areas, or functional areas that are not in sales, that provide us day-to-day support, which are critical to our business, technical resources, just the overall team, the marketing team, like they're all contributing to the greater success of SoftStore. So thanking all those functional areas that may not always see the deals happen at the front line, but they are critical to the whole process. And then, you know, lastly, I'd like to thank all the vendor partners. So this doesn't happen without having great relationships with your vendors and bringing solutions to the customers with your vendor partners. We're going to be back strong with a vengeance in 2020 and trying to recapture the #1 spot. In terms of 2019, I couldn't be more pleased with how we finished the year off.
Let's hear it for SoftChoice one more time, our #2 top solution provider of the year.
Congratulations, John and the SoftChoice team. Well done. At last, we have come to the big reveal, the presentation of the Top Solution Provider Award. I think you may know who it is if you've been paying attention. At this point, I'm going to turn things back over to Bill Steed of Ingram Micro. Bill?
Thanks, Corinne. When this year's Top Solution Provider first appeared on the Top 100 list 14 years ago, they debuted at number 27. A focus on solving complex customer challenges, they have won several strategic vendor awards on their way to becoming top of the heap. They have scored top spot in the rankings 5 times previously, and with over $1 billion in revenues this year, they returned to the top spot. The company, of course, is CDW, a leading tech provider to businesses, government, healthcare, and telecommunications companies across Canada.
Things started off with a bang for CDW Canada in 2019 with the acquisition of Scalar Decisions in January. Scalar had been named one of Canada's fastest growing companies by Canadian Business and also received Canada's Best Managed Companies Award from Deloitte in 2018. The acquisition gave CDW Canada a significant boost across its managed services, cloud, and security portfolios.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it from CDW's Vice President and General Manager, JD Hub.
Hello everyone. I hope you and your families are safe and healthy. This is our 6th year being recognized as Canada's top solution provider, and we are honored to accept the award again this year. I wanted to take a minute and thank a few groups of people that make awards like this possible. First, I would like to thank our customers. Thank you for your loyalty now and in the future. Thank you for believing in us to solve your hardest IT challenges, and thank you for trusting us with your business. Second, I would like to thank our partners. Our customer-first approach would not be possible without the relationships with and within your organizations. Thank you for that. Finally, and most importantly, I want to thank each and every coworker at CDW Canada. Your passion and dedication allow us to solve the challenges of our customers day in and day out. Thank you for this. Finally, thank you to CDN for this award again. I hope to see you again in 2021.
And let's give it up one more time for CDW Canada for winning this year's Top Solution Provider of the Year award.
Well done, JD and the entire CDW team. Well, I'm feeling kind of sad. We've come to the end of the 2020 Top 100. What did you think of that, Alex?
Corinne, that was great. The channel is so strong. There are so many players, old and new out there. It's impossible not to feel good about that.
Absolutely. 2020 has been bumpy so far, and we recognize that while we're celebrating today, many organizations, both customers and channel partners, are looking for support during this challenging time. Distribution and many vendors have unique new offerings to support your customer and business requirements. Governments are working on employee and business funding programs to support you. And the Canadian Channel Chiefs Council can foster introductions to new relationships. I'm hearing more and more how partners are working together to support one another coast to coast. ITWC and CDN, more than ever before, want to share and amplify your stories, to continue to advocate for the amazing work you do within the technology sector in Canada.
Exactly. Like you said, we encourage partners to keep in touch with us at Channel Daily News. We really want to share your success stories and also the challenges, as well as the many important conversations you're having with other partners and customers. It's crucial we stay connected during these times.
So true. Ladies and gentlemen, before we let you go, let's take a moment to salute the generosity and dedication to excellence of this year's event sponsors. Ingram Micro, thank you. Dell Technologies, Jabra, HP, Samsung, VMware, thank you all. Without you, this would not have been possible. My friends, make sure before you go to check out the VMware breakout room for the next 30 minutes. I know it'll be worth your time. And if you haven't already, the more than 600 people that watched this event, tweet a picture, a thought, anything you'd like to tweet out. But don't forget to hashtag CDN Top 100. All right, folks, make sure to look for detailed stories and videos in all of our publications. You just know it's going to make for some awesome reading and viewing. Thanks, everyone. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, everyone. Take care.